everyone, welcome back to JP WHU TV. It's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well and having a good weekend. This video is a little bit later than I originally planned. Reason being is because a lot's happened in this week, but I did promise in the video, the full-time thoughts video of the Villa game, that we would discuss who should we have in defensive midfield now that Alvarez is suspended for the next two Premier League games, which is going to be Newcastle away on Saturday and the Spurs at home on Tuesday night. And of course, he's going to be away for the first leg of the Europa League quarterfinals away to by Leverkusen. But before we do that itself, I just want to let you guys know, as always, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor, 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some really nice retro gear, guys, as you can see from the animation that's up here. Along with track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts made by Admiral and Umbro, so go check those out. Any purchases you make through the link in the description below, as I always say, I'll be sending on to these guys here, Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area, and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County and further afield for that matter, to put food on the tables for those who've been really struggling over the last few years. They are supporting over 60 separate food banks as of the time of this recording. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. You'll be saving yourself a few quid in comparison to the club shop, and you'll be helping those less fortunate than you and I. But if you can't, excuse me, if you can't afford to purchase anything through retro, that's not a problem. Also, down in the links in the description below is the Just Giving link to their for them to do as well. So if you can put a £5 in, £1, whatever you can afford, very, very much appreciated. And as I say, you'll be helping those the less fortunate than you and I. So guys, I just want to start off this video by giving my condolences to the Soughton family. I think that's how you pronounce it. As we know, well, some will, some won't. Sean Witstone put up on Saturday night, or last night, depending on when you're watching this video, that Hugh passed away on Saturday night. He hasn't been well for a while, apparently. So, even though Hugh Soughton started up Claret and Hugh, and you know, it's a website that's been very contentious over the last few years. He's tried to alienate a lot of West Ham fans. A lot of people have had the hump with it, myself included. But he was a Hammer, and he is part of the West Ham family. So I just want to send my condolences over to the Hughes family and friends at this very, very difficult time. So let's try and lighten the mood a little bit now. So say, I know you're probably thinking, JP, why are you making this video? It's very obvious that David Moyes is going to pick Souček in there. Of course he is. Of course, you know. But as I say, I've been thinking about it more often over the last week or so. Everything aside. And there's only really two options, Souček or Phillips. Third option, which is never ever going to happen, but I have to acknowledge it. There are juniors in the defensive midfield positions, or midfield that can sit in front, or defenders for that matter, that can sit in front of the defence, that will be able to step up to the plate. But that's not going to happen, bearing in mind we've only got a handful of games left before the end of the season. So, default, Souček or Phillips. Put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you're thinking on this. Now, I've been really trying to figure out the pros and cons of both players. All right, so let's start off with the newest recruit, Calvin Phillips. Pro. He is a professional footballer. This is only really his second season properly in the Premier League since coming through the Championship with Leeds. He was brilliant in the Championship with Leeds. He was brilliant with Leeds in their first season in the Premier League. So, but you can argue, and a lot of people have, the reason why he's been brilliant was in the Premier League level was because of Marco Bielsa. Totally understand the reasons behind that. But don't forget, Gareth Southgate, in fact, featured him further across in terms of the starting 11 than Declan Rice, up until a couple of years ago, of course, where the pair of them have been playing together. Phillips is a very, very good player. He is. You can't argue the fact that he's not. But he's not been performing since January. There's the There's the con there. There's the con. All right. So, with a handful of games left, do we run that risk and hope that Phillips, especially bearing in mind he's had a week off with the majority of the family, as most of the players have been, because he wasn't called up to the England side, the friendlies. So he's had a week rest. Like, you never know, he might come back. He might kick on. Put your comments in the comment section below, and let's turn to Thomas Souček. David Moyes' preferred captain, you know. You know, David Moyes is, what's his name? I can't remember, but you know what I'm talking about. The equivalent of Sam Allardyce's Kevin Nolan. He gets us goals. He's not brilliant at defensive midfield, granted, but he is better than Calvin Phillips. You know, he is a box-to-box midfielder, of course. Of course. So the default is, who do we start? Phillips or Souček? It's really tricky to try and pinpoint which one we should be doing, or do we bring through an academy graduate with a handful of games? As I say, it's not going to happen because it's just not. That's not how West Ham have been over the last few years. Irritatingly or not, it's the way that West Ham is. So we can rule that one out straight away. But it's going to have to be Souček, isn't it? It really, really has to be Souček. He's more reliable in terms, obviously, granted, Souček's more reliable because he's been with us for quite a few seasons now. You know, Phillips has only been with us for 2.5 months. But yeah, it is hard. It really is difficult to decide on that. A lot of you are going to say Souček, understandable. Some of you are going to probably say Phillips. Get that as well, for that matter. But guys, as I say, I'm not going to waffle on going around in the same old circle. I've been waffling on for 6.5 minutes as it is. So let's wrap this one up. But let's put your comments in the comment section below. Thank you to everybody, of course, that finally got us to 2,500, and it stayed there for the last few days, at least before I recorded this anyway. But so thank you to everybody. It's been brilliant for us to be at that figure. It's, you know, a lot of hard work's been done in this. There's a lot more to come. So please do share this as well, for that matter. If anybody hasn't already done so, please do click the subscribe button down here. It's completely free. Completely free. You know, all it costs is a few minutes out of your day to watch content when it's live. And if you are going to hit subscribe, thank you very much. And please do make sure you hit the notification bell and do the settings to all as well, because we will be live on Saturday lunchtime for the Geordie away game. And there will be a preview that will be going up on Thursday lunchtime as well, for that matter. And there's going to be more to come as well. I'm going to try and expand it a little bit as much as I can, but in order for me able to do that, you guys need to watch, quite frankly. So please do send it over to all your mates who probably aren't aware of this channel. Let's keep us growing. Let's get the watch numbers up. Let's click the like button as well, because the more people like it, the more it annoys the algorithm and it promotes these channels, these that are struggling in comparison to the bigger channels that aren't. And I'm not just saying in the West Ham community, I'm saying in general, you know. But thank you very much for your time, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Have a great start to your week. And I'll see you very, very soon. All the best now. Take care.